You ever felt completely kaput? When I was stationed in Germany, kaput was a term they used when it was just completely out. Have you ever felt that way? You ever felt, I can't make another step? Well, I like to work out and I enjoy working out. And it's one of the things you want to get. You get to that burn and you need somebody to help you get through that point where you can't make, they call it muscle failure. You do it to muscle failure. Well, that's what we want to talk about this morning. Good morning, Pamela. How are you on this morning? All is well. I hope everything is going great. Going to have a great week. Good morning, Tony. How are you on this morning? What a wonderful day it is. Happy Monday morning. A little chilly outside. Fall is finally here. Good morning, Carolyn. How are you on this morning? I want to talk about strength for the journey. Strength for the journey. That's what we want to talk about this morning. And I just want to raise the question, and you can answer it. Put it in the chat area. You ever got to a point, I can't take another step? I'm at spiritual, I'm at faith, I'm at financial, I'm at familial muscle failure. I'm at the point I can't do it any longer, and I'm ready to throw in the towel. Now, it doesn't mean ready to throw in the towel in every area, but in just some areas. Good morning, Angela. How are you on this morning? Joelle, how are you guys on this morning? Hope you went to church yesterday. Oh my God, it was great at New Life. Shout your church out. Put your church in there. Good morning, Nikki. How are you on this morning? Shout your church out. You went to church and it blessed you. Make sure you put it in the chat area so others can know where you go to church and give your church some street cred, if you will. Well, this morning, I want to speak to this whole piece about sometimes you just run out of strength. You get to muscle failure in a particular area. On yesterday, I talked about a parallel life. In some areas, things are very good, but in other areas, you can barely make it. If it ain't this, it's that. If it ain't this, it's that. And you know what? That's life. And how do you make it in that way? The text to talk and the takeaway, 5 minutes. So let's jump right into it. Here is the text. 2 Corinthians 12, 9 and 10. You know it well. I'll repeat it. My grace is sufficient, for when I am weak, you make me strong. My grace is sufficient. You've heard this text so many times. Let's put it in context. Paul has been making the argument and pushing back on those at the church at Corinth who's been talking about he's not this, he's not that. And one of the things that he says to them early on in the book, I actually ministered it on yesterday in the 4th chapter. He says, I'm just a clay jar. In fact, we're all just a clay jar. And we are being whittled down all the time by the things that God pours in us. The perplexities of life, the parallels of life, the pressure of life, the persecution of life. God pours that in our clay jars, mixes it with his glory, so that the more we go through, the more glory shines through. Then Paul gets to this here at the end. He's making the point to the church and he's saying, look, I'm not worried about trying to be boastful, but let me just tell you this. In all of my weakness, I am the strongest. 3 things I want you to grab. The first thing is this. Paul surrenders his strength. Paul surrenders his strength. He said, do you think I should boast? Oh my God, look at me boasting. I would never boast, but let me do boast so that you can understand something. That's what he says in the context of this text. He says, so I surrender my strength. All of the things I could boast about. I'm a Pharisee of the Pharisee. I'm a Hebrew of the Hebrew. I was born in the tribe of Saul, which makes me somebody special in the life of the Israelite nation. But I surrender my strength. The second thing he does is he states his case. when you're going through, you surrender your strength. You state your case before God. He puts it out there. He said, you elevated me to the seventh heavens. Nobody has seen what I've seen. Words fall short that I cannot describe everything that I experience. I'm stating my case. I'm stating my case. I'm putting it out there so everybody can see. I'm not ashamed of it. The third thing is this. Then feel the surge of Jesus. Paul says, when I've done that, I feel a surge of strength coming into my life. I can barely see. I've been beaten more than anybody you know. I've been in prison. I've been shipwrecked. I've been thrown off. I've found myself on an island, bit by a snake. All of this has happened to me. But guess what? I still feel the surge of Jesus' strength when I surrender my strength and state my case. So what do you do with respect to strength for your journey? Here's the takeaway. Your first step is the step of weakness. I am weak because when I acknowledge my weakness, he makes me strong. The Lord be with you today. His face shine upon you, give you peace. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more Morning Manna. God bless you, and watch God give you the strength for your journey. Bye now.